Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Dota 2 Asia Championships 2017. It is the American Qualifier, and we are getting into day number 5 of American Qualifier action. We are getting ready to round out the group stage and move on to our next phase, which is the playoffs, that double elimination playoffs where the top two teams of each group will move on into. So if you have not already checking it out. Oh boy, this is going to be a long cast. If you haven't already taken a look at the bracket, I don't really have it at the moment to kind of show you on the screen. But what you would see is Complexity already making their way through from Group A to the top of the bracket, and then Team NP also making their way through Group B, and they have also secured their spot in the bracket. We're looking to get those next two spots. The winner of this series gets to match up against NP, I believe, to start off our bracket. Okay, got that all out of the way. Let's talk about the matchup. It's Digital Chaos versus WanteD, a super hype matchup. Game one was super hype, and I imagine this gentleman was more hyped than anyone else, and he's also hyped about bananas. It's Lacoste. Hi. Hi, Lacoste.
Hello, everyone. It's me again.
I love your little intros. They're great. Normally, people just say hi to me, and then we talk about Dota, but you love to
Yeah,
address the
well,
people out there, too.
I talked to you before the game, so
You
I
don't
don't
need to
want to
talk to
talk,
me. Yeah.
say hi again. We
Yeah.
were talking for like 1.5 hours. No point in
Yeah,
saying hi.
if you had a choice,
Maybe
you'd
a bye
probably,
would be.
yeah, you'd rather probably just
Yeah.
be solo casting with you and the people, probably. You just would talk about Boris's blades all day long and
Yeah, I
bananas.
could have. I could have do that actually.
Just start streaming. I'm sure people would enjoy that. But
Yeah, I'm planning
oh
to.
goodness, all right, get hype.
Yeah.
But we have to get more hype about the matchup here. So DC got game one. They're probably feeling pretty good. Remember though, was it the last time they played? Did DC win game one and then wanted 2 and 3? I can't remember if that's how it broke down, but it was a full 3 game best of 3. So now that DC feel confident with the game one win, we'll have to see if Wanted can at least take us to another 3 game stretch or not.
Yeah, let's focus on the picks a bit.
Okay,
Ember Spirit, first pick from DC.
cool.
Instant Nyx Assassin to
What,
counter him.
what about the
Nepo ban.
instant? What about the instant Shadow Fiend though? Why? Why just
Shadowfiend does really great in the lane against Ember Spirit. He
okay?
removes his Flame Guard with 2 raises. It even deals some damage.
Oh.
So, but the CS game is strong, especially if it goes well the first wave for Shadowfiend and there's no rotations coming. Shadowfiend just has so much advantage. Like usually we see Shadowfiends being 2 level above Ember Spirit.
See, that was a beautiful breakdown. I just wanted to make sure people out there who are trying to get into playing the mid lane, or maybe are big Shadow Fiend fans, and or maybe want to know why they should be beating Ember Spirits. That's exactly the
Yeah,
information I was looking for. You know.
but it can also go the other way around if there's a rotation from position 4 hero on Shadowfiend, just molesting him from the
Yeah.
start. Ember gets more
So.
XP, gets quicker level
Oh.
6, just uses triple remnant, kills Shadowfiend, kills him again.
So what
It's
you're
about.
saying is Digital Chaos might need to draft some molesters here to, harass the Shadow Fiend a bit in the early
Yeah,
lane.
we need to see a misery on some bully guy again.
Like a Earth Spirit maybe, or a Spirit Breaker, or I mean, like I think when I think of 4 position bullies, the Pudge, the Earth Spirit, and the Spirit Breaker are like those seem like great
Ogre.
pickups. Ogre, that's boring. Come on.
You have a free club, you just beat people.
Yeah, I mean
and uh,
he'll
and
win
then
like any one-on-one in the start of the game, but there's a lot more flash and pizzazz with something like an Earth Spirit over like a bloodlusting ogre,
and you end up in principal's office after 2 beatings.
because you bullied so much. Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
we'll see, we'll see. Misery has quickly become wonderful in this 4 position, as we know he's played a lot of different positions in Dota of his career in Dota 1 and Dota 2. But it's certainly been a treat to see
I'll
how he's
tell.
been able to
Let
flex, Earth Spirit bullying, and then also stuff like the Chen we saw in the last game.
Yeah, let me tell you a real quick and fun story. When we were in
10 seconds
Sweden,
remaining.
me and Misery were sleeping in some shitty hotel. It was Formula something,
5
I can't
seconds
remember.
remaining.
It was so cold, and Misery was so pissed that he decided to smoke, even though you can't
Reserve
smoke,
time.
and they kicked us out of the hotel. So that's what kind of bully Misery is.
He just doesn't play by the rules,
Radiant
whether it's in
team
Yeah,
Dota or out
thank
of
you.
Dota. He just doesn't
Thank you,
please. He doesn't play
Rasmus.
by the rules, you know. But he doesn't get the bully yet. He gets the trusty disruptor
DC's
pickup,
turn to pick.
which I was talking a bit with Blaze yesterday, and I was agreeing with him. Like he's a really high value pickup, but a lot of teams don't feel he's warranted like the first phase like pickup. Like you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, Amber, they had the first pick,
10
right?
seconds
Digital
remaining.
Chaos, so they
Yep,
picked the Disruptor because it's one of the
5
heroes I
seconds
like to
remaining.
counter Ember Spirit
that's
with.
true. Yep, yep.
Yeah, so they picked him up, even though they picked Omni
Reserve
Knight
time.
after that. I mean, Omni is good against Disruptor, but so is Disruptor good against Omni, depends how the game's gonna go.
Well, let's go. Let's talk about this Omni here, Lacoste. Okay, is this going to be a Boris Omni Knight with a Jo Nyx assassin? Because we've only been
Radiant
seeing,
team ban.
especially in America, and maybe more specifically in the hands of Onyx and that Bulba Omni Knight. But I mean, I would fare that Boris probably could
Yeah.
rep that as well. Do you think that that's a plausible option here?
Yeah, they can go for
10
offlane
seconds
both
remaining.
Nyx and Omni Knight. Uh,
5
if these two
seconds
are
remaining.
compared, I would prefer to have offlane Nyx Assassin because I think position 4
Reserve
Nyx
time.
Assassin is not good because
Hmm.
he doesn't get much levels. His ulti comes at let's say 10-11 minute mark,
Yeah.
but it can be played like that because it's a game against Ember Spirit, so he will still
Yeah.
do his thing.
Remember, again, the Radiant side, they could always do that corny little creep camp under the tower pull thing, I guess, if one of these two greedy supports, whoever it will be. Because I would say the same thing about Omni Knight. He also, if he's put in that 4 position, it's like then it takes that much longer to get levels, and then he suffers that
10
much longer
seconds
because he sucks
remaining.
with mana until he gets like those arcane boots, you know, or whatever. It's like
5
it's
seconds
a little bit
remaining.
of a struggle early on. So maybe he'll get to go do the pull camps or something.
DC's
It's
turn to
interesting here,
ban.
but it's
Yeah.
PPD. You know what some say the greatest captain in the Western scene, or even all of Dota. Some say that, but
Some don't agree.
some don't agree. Also, we haven't acknowledged this bounty hunter at all. That
10
Yeah,
is the
that
seconds
misery
remaining.
bully hero.
That that's the hero for him. Well, if you look at the
5
lineup from
seconds
Digital
remaining.
Chaos, look at all these heroes. These heroes are so good for chasing. Once they go in, and if they get a kill, and then they
DC's
start you
turn to
chasing
pick.
with track, bonus movement speed, with glimpse, with clockwork hook, with ember spirit, sleight of fist into searing chains. So they need something mid. I can see still.
10
Oh, I mean,
seconds
sorry, for a
remaining.
safe lane, Ember Spirit is mid, so I'm expecting maybe something like Terrorblade.
Like
Just kidding.
Terrorblade.
It was yeah.
Radiant team pick.
That came late. I was to say Phantom Assassin,
Ooh, that would have
but they
been
need
fun.
something to push with. They need some
Okay.
tower damage heroes. None of these actually deal any damage to towers.
All right. Yeah. So okay, you get your tower
10
damage, you
seconds
get your
remaining.
siege, your monster of your Terrorblade here. Something resolution is
5
played. I remember
seconds
not
remaining.
long ago. Maybe it was a game we were even casting together. Was it the where he went like 13 into
Reserve
0 on
time.
Terrorblade? There was a game where resolution played and he did not die. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That was our game.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness!
Ooh,
Look at this. Who plays this hero? Who
yeah,
plays
this is
this
the
hero now? People
yeah,
have said
this is
that
the
this is just what. Okay, go ahead. You seem
this
so you're
I
excited.
seem
Just
so hyped about this hero. Yeah,
go in,
It-
go in.
it- it's one of the heroes I would like to see in the future, but none of the teams pick it, and his talent trees are really good, and I think that's what makes him a comeback into Dota 2 right now. But
Ah.
I don't know if it's gonna be strong enough. I hope so. I just want to see how this goes.
Yeah, I can't remember. I felt like I was just looking at something on the True Dota subreddit, where real Dota fans check out, by the way. But no,
Wow,
they were talking about
sorry.
Phantom Lancer a bit and what his shortcomings were in this patch, and
10
now I can't
seconds
even.
remaining.
I just like kind of briefly glanced through it, and I was kind of like, yeah, PL, not
5
really a big thing.
seconds
But now I
remaining.
wish I kind of looked at it a bit closer here. But what? Because you know, it's even his buildup is different. You know, no more drum. What do you even build on this Phantom Lancer? You know? Is it Helm of
Uh,
Dom?
Helm of the Dominator.
Oh,
You
goodness.
can't miss
yeah,
with that.
Every hero loves that frickin' item. That's. All right, this is going to be a fun one, folks. If you're just
Let's-
tuning in, let's get into it right now. It's game number 2 of WanteD versus Digital Chaos here. Remember, the winner of this series will secure a spot into the next round of playoffs, but the losing team, their road at DAC is over.
Uh, let's see where Misery wants to put his ward. He just wants to scout. Okay, he planted a ward to block this spawn, so they can't pull.
Did they see
But it's
Peter?
Boris the bug on an off lane.
That's a good one, yeah. I was thinking maybe like Boris the Beetle, but
Maybe the beetle sounds better.
they both work. They both work. He's got 2 mangoes right now. His own ward, which he obviously it's too late for him to be able to move up there and get it kind of that, right-hand side off-lane ward. So we'll see where he decides to kind of settle this one down. How do you predict things are going to go for him? It looks like his matchup is just going to be Resolution +1, that +1 being Socks on the Disruptor. Is Disruptor good enough of a support to kind of just zone and keep back and Nyx Assassin alone?
He can't zone him out. Nyx Assassin will get XP. He has a stout shield. We'll probably upgrade it to Poor Man's Shield, which is pretty common these days. Plus, Nyx Assassin has high base regen with 2 mangoes. He has 6 regen per second. So it's for a minute, it's more than half HP regenerated.
All right, so like your good old traditional bounty hunter, his first impression is going to be on the mid lane Shadow Fiend, one who really hates this. But, and he hates this a lot. Oh, he got the sentry down.
Yeah,
but,
both got the sentry.
But, the purpose of it was Misery to get that initial sentry down, which he's going to be happy with overall. It will require yet another blue ward, which I doubt they have on hand. It doesn't look like it. So, Misery's still fine. He's happy.
Yeah, none of the heroes in Team WanteD have sentry ward, but Rubik has one in quick buy because he knows he needs to help mid with sentry ward.
Yeah, it's just too annoying. And now Misery's actually stepped away from that mid lane. He could look to seek and see what's happening nearby. If he knows, like most teams do now, with this Radiant Pole under the tower, he could scope that out. PPD's already taking advantage of it here, trying to push towards getting that level 2. Close, but doesn't get the finish yet. And it doesn't seem like he was there early enough to get the stack either. So he'll have to go elsewhere to get the level 2.
Meanwhile, look at the bottom lane, Moon Meander, how much XP he's gonna get.
Yeah, there's 2 different 1v1s happening in this bottom lane. There's the safe laner Chessie going toe-to-toe with Moon, and then the supports from each side kind of having their own little 1v1. But
Moon Meander, almost on top of CS.
yeah, he's happy.
Not bad.
He's very happy as long as it's just, he doesn't have to deal with any sort of support zoning him at all here. PPD's kind of farming his own XP elsewhere, and the other support is kind of up in arms right now, dealing with the bounty hunter.
Well, look at Clockwork's build. He goes for Boots of Speed and his skill build, Power Cogs and Rocket Flare 2 times. He wants to get some easy levels, some easy kills for the creeps, maybe even help mid. Usually you see Clockwork going for, on level 3, level 2 Barrier Assault, because he can kill a solo support. But this time it's Omni Knight with heal and repel, so it's useless to go for.
Yeah, that's right.
And Phantom Lancer you can't because of the doppelganger, and he'll just go out of the cogs. So.
And it shouldn't seem to make too much of an impact later on once hookshot starts coming into play. Still be able to have enough nuking power to kind of assist elsewhere. We touch back base here with QO. Obviously was dealing with a bit of harassment from Misery early on. Now has PPD hanging out just over his shoulder. They have dropped a new sentry ward on the ground. And since then, Misery has kind of taken his business elsewhere. He's been able to snipe now a bounty rune from WanteD side, and will probably look to swing around towards this top lane and try to give it to Boris a bit. But I don't know what they're going to do about it. He does have Carapace here and is stunned. They'll glimpse him back. It's not going to be too far. Carapace will even go for the TP. Actually cancels his TP because Jo showed up with PPD, and they're going to turn it right back on the head of DC. They'll get the quick takedown of Disruptor. That's your first blood. And now the chase is on. Jo does have a level in his Degen Aura. Misery a bit slow on this. Now going to get hit. The heal comes out. Still not going to be quite enough. And now rotations coming up from
Jo
DC
in
side.
problem.
The return of Saxa here. They are going to get the takedown, it looks like, of Jo, making it a 1-1 split. WanteD will totally backpedal now, and order has
really
been
nice.
restored.
Yeah, really nice play from Boris. He was waiting, he has the TP, and he was just waiting for Disruptor to use Glimpse and just TPs out. Then they try to like go back, but he reinitiates, and the 2 TPs come, and then they secure a first blood. Clockwork is almost level 6 on bottom lane.
Wow.
For 4 minutes. Well, this is what happens when enemy supports rotate early on. You know you're just gonna be safe for the next minute. You can just stand on the lane and do whatever you want. It's 1 versus 1 matchup, so all good.
You're trying to figure out, though, the balance between letting a Clockwork get this much farm and how much you're getting done elsewhere. Mid lane, you know, and like that PPD is able to kind of help get up in arms, and it will allow QO to get the snipe down to Misery, but it is a trade both ways to support a piece. It's just the balance between getting a lot of work done in that lane and then previously in the top lane and just allowing Moon Meander here in the bottom lane to farm up freely.
Do it with flair.
Moon Meander just got level 6. I expect a rotation to mid pretty soon on that Shadow Fiend. No escape mechanism.
Or Misery's here. Can they do something on Chessie?
Yeah, they can.
They're going to try. He softens him up a bit with a rocket. Chessie could read the body language there and feel like something's a bit fishy. And that's when Misery will decide to strike. There's the battery assault. Can they chase him down long enough? Rotations are already going to be coming out. Jo shows up, hits him with the heal, and DC might have to try to turn and run here. Chessie still trying to get in the face. Has to doppelganger, backing out. Will eat the mango too. And reposition himself back and away. Misery looks to go in for the final blow, though. A heal comes out from Jo, and now Misery finds himself lifted, pulled towards the tower. Nice little setup. PPD will get the finish. And meanwhile, mid lane, DC strike themselves. Weehaw gonna get the takedown of QO.
Yeah, that's what I said. Look at the level on Ember Spirit. He got his level 6 before Shadow Fiend because of the bullying from Misery, and Saxa rotated to mid, secured some easy kill. Shadow Fiend has no escape mechanism whatsoever, so it's easy to gank him.
Yeah, and that's just kind of the situation you know you're going to be putting yourself into with that early pickup of the Shadow Fiend, and now it's feeling a bit awkward almost because we led into the draft, you know, saying, oh, Shadow Fiend, you know, he's able to get a lot done in that 1v1 against an Ember Spirit, you know, how much farm he can build up and how he can break through that armor, but when the harassment starts coming in from that 4 position, that bully Misery, the game changes.
Yeah, look at Ember Spirit right now. He's level 7. Shadow Fiend had to move in the forest.
Now, PPD actually, maybe game sense or not, TP's out from the bottom lane. There was trouble approaching, so he'll take his leave. QO works in the jungle nearby. This will allow Jo to work in the lane and build up some farm. He needs it. 7 minutes in, he's only level 3. And as mentioned before, when you're not that core position Omni Knight, it's much more of a struggle to try to get those items to supplement, you know, all the mana he's got to dish out.
Yeah, it would happen the same if it was 4 position Nyx Assassin. Meanwhile, Nyx Assassin trying to make a move on mid. The Dire using a scan. Really nice play from Viha. He just saw it instantly. Remnants out.
Yep. Nice heads up there. And Warris is going to be waiting here quite a while. As you mentioned, Wee's just going to go to the jungle and take the farm there instead and avoid that debut Vendetta kind of gank. Rotations do come to the top lane now from PPD side. Still holds that smoke. And a couple of fresh wards. Pings are out. Boris is looking on a new target here. Ooh, maybe was trying to go for the strike at that moment, but Saxa ends up going back and around the corner, and that opportunity also may be gone. Meanwhile, bottom lane, what's happening down here? Chessie up in arms with Misery a bit, but nothing will come of it.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
Well, when you're playing against Bounty Hunter, your support is gonna be poor, especially if you don't get any kills on early on. Look at Bounty Hunter; they had to buy like what 4, even more sentry wards
Yeah.
combined, like 2 packs, plus Omni Knight has a dust. And look at Omni Knight. He uses 1 heal, 1 repel, and
Yep.
he's out of mana. He has to go heal.
Yep. It's really punishing. So you see the bully effect outside the mid lane and on the supports too. You know, it's just the fact that he's like literally taking their lunch money out of their pockets and forcing them to spend it on sentry wards. Here now WanteD looking to maintain a bit of order for themselves in this game. Smoke and move to the mid lane here. Nice Carapace stun to lead things in and secure it. Jump in from Moon, but it's going to be a hair too late. Has he fed himself as well? Cogs tries to run out. Zoxa ditches out a nice Static Storm kinetic field combo and will hold them back. And meanwhile, Misery, who had been creeping in from behind, swing and a miss on the stun there from Boris, but a good gank movement from WanteD. Q have been punished a couple of times this game. It will be real nice to finally get something taken back the way of the Ember.
Yeah, that's why Nyx Assassin is a super counter hero to Ember Spirit. When he has a Flame Guard on, you just use a Carapace from Vendetta, hit him from Vendetta, and Impale. That's a lot of stun. That's more than 4 seconds stun, actually. When it's maxed, both Impale and Carapace, it's more than 5 seconds stun, actually.
And something that will have to raise concern here to DC and prep for, at least for the sake of their Ember Spirit. But now, as they have got on the bad end of a smoke gank, DC will pop one themselves and look to make work here. Misery's getting closer and closer to that level 6. I don't know if they bought the tome. He would have been close.
They didn't.
It would have been close to getting him towards that track, but for now, at least a good gank here, an opportunity to take a tower or something. He might be able to get it online soon enough. That's when the money starts rolling in, baby.
Yeah, Jesse knows something is up. He saw Terrorblade illusion. He insta-TPs mid to pressure the mid tower with the rest of the team. But a good movement from DC. They're just TP, just pressuring bottom.
Hook on
Meanwhile,
Moon.
the rest is mid.
Goes right on to Captain PPD there. Locks him in the cogs, but could find himself in a lot of trouble. Static Storm will come out right on top of him. It's going to be Jesse in the most trouble, and he will be taken apart. Requiem will fly out as a response from QO. Dancing about Weehaw, gets right back into the mix, pops a huge wand here, drops down the chains. It will get the finish onto Boris, but he loses his own life. And now QO makes his move in for Misery. Needs one more shot. Misery within the trees. Will be able to pop his invis and make it away from trouble. A 2-for-2 split, but a nice glimpse back onto QO here. Oh, pops the wand now.
I'm surprised Kyo didn't turn and just double raise him. He had an Omni Knight behind him. Meanwhile, Terrorblade took the tier 1 tower bottom, which is free farming few waves. The problem is Bounty Hunter is still level 5.
Yep. Where's that tome at? Someone got the money for a book? This guy needs his track. Well, they'll still be seeking for it here. It's not too far off the timetable. What am I looking at here in the mid lane? Do you see this?
Yeah, I can see it as well.
What is that? The flipping
it's Ember Spirit something.
What is that? What is that? Is it flipping around? It's like a fire wheelbarrow. All right, whatever. We'll just accept that that's part of the game. Okay,
And now it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Okay, it was a distraction. Dota's just such a fun game sometimes, you know? All right, well, I think it's fun.
I still think it's fun.
Okay. Top lane is tier 1. Almost going to be going down. It will get dropped there. QO looking to stand and fight. Gets hit with the heal. DC were around, but quickly retreat. Boris is the one on the prowl under that Vendetta, but not able to find his target, it would appear.
You see,
That should help.
Viha using scan really defensively. Second time, when he saw that he hit a scan, he just insta-backs, and he even gets the tower. So, perfect timing.
DC to trade here. Mid-tier 1 seems pretty nice for them. Oh, PPD. May not know it, or he does. He had a sentry. Misery walked around. Do they have dust? They do in the pocket of Jail here. He spots him now. Could pop it, but at the same moment, Moon and Weehaw were able to get the jump onto PPD. Tracks out now. Misery puts it onto Jail, who quickly repels it off, and DC put their attention back towards the mid lane where they get a good glimpse, pull back, and Static Storm finish of Boris. Now DC able to unload a sweet amount of damage onto this tier 2 and will quickly take care of it. Nice little gank.
They just took the both towers. There was no track kills whatsoever,
No,
but
Radiant's middle
but money.
still
tower has
decent.
fallen.
Yeah, good money.
but money from towers is good enough, and now the option for track money is there. QO though, Shadow Blade. Oh, okay. Hiya, hiya. One more right click should do it. Gets it done, and suddenly Moon realizes what's right under his nose, and we'll have to step away here. He's a bit short on the mana. I don't think QO will be probably chasing much further than this. And that'll be the end of it. But hey, an extra free pick on the way out gets this game back even once again, 7-7. We'll take that. Oh, peak. Okay, the score is even, but you look at the net worth, and it is not at all. 6K net worth just before 15 minutes into this feels a bit significant for the early game.
Yeah, it's only one tier 1 tower against 3 tier 1 plus 1 tier 2 tower, so that's why.
So much
Multiple-
money.
Yeah, multiple 5. So
I mean, does mean that there's a pretty heavy net worth advantage on DC overall, that if WanteD could just get that one big fight, you know, that one good trade, that big money fight, they might be able to swing some rubber band money back their way. They really want to start with another tower takedown here. A deny from Weehaw. You want money? You're not going to get that much of it.
he
DC.
had a DD rune, so it's not fair, but
Radiant's
still.
top tower is under attack.
Well, Weehaw sees that it's perfectly fair in his eyes. And,
Give us money, DC.
QO might find some money. Stalking and looking for some prey. Not going to find
Let's-
anything here.
Well, we always have so much to talk, so we can't focus on items all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Let's check some. Phantom Lancer actually has that drums. Shadow Fiend, Shadow Blade. Viha, soon to have Boots of Travel. He will have Global Presence. Misery going for mech, obviously. That's what Bounty Hunter does. And Clockwork, who has Blade Mail. So he can go in, tank some damage, pop Blade Mail. And meanwhile, on Terrorblade, there's a Manta style coming up in the next 800 gold, which is gonna be a huge item.
Oh, yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
All right, we have DC coming in to attendance. Down here bottom, Weehaw uses those Boots of Travel that he may have just picked up to begin his farm. And a bait from DC. Will Boris take the bait? Will Boris
Boris
be
the
baited?
baiter.
Will Boris be baited? He moves in for Wee. Soxa steps in, but quickly finds QO, drops the Static Storm, but QO's got to repel and dishes out the Requiem here. He is caught in the cogs, though. Has to rush his way back out, though. Quickly pops the glimpse on the Chessie to pull him back in away. Big Sunder. Get hit onto Boris. Remnants forward from
triple range
PPD.
from PPD.
Onto Resolution, who is very low now. Can they get the finish? It doesn't seem like they're going to be able to get close enough. Chessie, though.
It's gonna be enough.
He gets the grab with the Spirit Lance right there. Q on the other side. Popped up with a track. Could be money here for DC if they can get the finish. Meanwhile, Soxa going to get jumped now from Chessie. QO looking to rendezvous with him. Soxa tries to hide within the
Oh,
trees.
Soxa.
He's far from his team. The Sharks are looking for the minnow. He drops the kinetic field. He has a TP. Does he go for a way out? There he's going to try to get it. And he's going to make it away. QO in the meantime,
What
he's going to get
is,
bopped and
QO
finish
doing?
off. Chessie stuck in the cogs. Will be able to man up and take down Moon Meander, but he might lose his own life now. Heads down south. He will look to go for the TP. He's been spotted, but it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late.
Q just used the double raise on Clockwork with Blade Mail. Just killed himself.
Feels bad, man.
Let's see, all that gold, Misery. Soon to have mech. Soon, not so soon, actually.
He's going Helm of the Dom, bro.
Okay, he just switched the Helm of the Dominator.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
saw that build on Puppy before, when he played a Bounty Hunter.
You are
It
correct.
still works.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, it does. It's Helm of the Dom. Greatest
it's-
item in the game.
Well, it's Puppy. We can expect anything from him. Good stuff, usually.
Wee moves in. Oh, he balls up the invis. There's a haste rune there now. Oh, he realizes it.
Subtle
Uses the invis and will take the haste. Now, tempted to make a setup because he has the invis rune. Do be careful, though. Your team also has a bounty hunter, and there could be sentries where you may not expect. PPD actually drops one down just as Wee steps out. Did they see him there? It doesn't look like it. That was close. That was close. Oh, they drop another one now. Oh, he doesn't realize it, but he's in his own
He
little
knows.
mini. He's in his like mini game right here, just barely avoiding detection.
Diffusal blade up on Chessie. That's a huge item.
Oh, and just after PPD drops down all those wards, does the work, he gets jumped. PPD will be able to still steal the remnant though, and jumps away. Avoids the trouble.
One thing I'm not sure at, but I'm 95% sure, when you have a Veil and you're playing against Phantom Lancer, after he uses a Doppelganger, you can always scout the real Phantom Lancer because he has that Veil thing on him.
Yeah,
So
that
he's
used to be
easily
the
to
case,
spot.
and I'm pretty sure that is still the
Radiant
case too.
structures are fortified.
But you're only 95% certain, so if you're
Yeah.
wrong, you know, you're fired.
Well, I was 90% sure I'm gonna make it today to cast with you.
Okay.
And I'm here, so 90%, 95% seems
Dire's
higher.
bottom tower
Okay.
is
I'm
under
not good at
attack.
maths though.
Yeah, that's because you've been casting a lot of American Dota with me. It just happens. Here, QO, though, hit with the repel. Looking to just casually siege away on some Tier 1 DC action here, seeing if he can draw out some members. Everyone else from WanteD, though, shift up to the Shrine because DC are moving in for the Roche, and they want to stop him. They just dropped the Sentry. Boris already makes his move in, and that's when they drop the Stag Storm right onto his head. DC are going to be able to move in, and they are going to be able to pick it up. It's Resolution who grabs the Aegis. PPD going to be going down, too. Now, there is a jump from Chessie onto Saksa. It looks like he may be able to get the little Raptor down, or will he? He will not. Up and away he goes. It's trouble for WanteD as they try to step away from the attempted ambush. The timing just wasn't there. And DC
Good
profit
timing.
big. Yeah.
Good timing for DC to go Roche, and a lot of gold coming out from that, and that fight as well. All of them
Oh,
were
they
track
have gotten
kills.
QO too.
Radiant's
And he's
bottom
out. No
tower is
buyback.
under attack.
That's bad, Lacoste.
It is bad for WanteD. The Disruptor is coming with Pana Boots and Earn to heal Resolution. Or he can just swap someone's HP, maybe Disruptors, if he wants to, probably not. It's Earn is gets better with every patch. You can hit tower. I mean, the tower can hit you, and you still don't lose the. Okay, there it is, the HP swap. Then Saksa heals himself with an Earn.
Seems like a pretty reasonable exchange to me.
Yeah, for Terrorblade.
Yeah, definitely. It's not too much, you know, trouble for the Disruptor either. Cost them a single charge pretty much, and they'll walk away all feeling pretty good and healthy. WanteD though, fortunately, will now try to shake off an awkward engagement by the Roche Pit. QO caught by the Shrine. I think he may have TP'd there, but whatever the case was, he ran right into DC again, and he's had a struggling couple of games, it looks like here, and Game 2 Shadow Fiend
Radiant's
also a bit of a
bottom
struggle.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, well, now it's really hard for WanteD to actually fight. Terrorblade just went for Maelstrom to clean the Phantom Lancer illusions, which is really good. They lack some AoE. They have Ember Spirit though, who has a Blink and Veil, but it doesn't clear illusions that fast. So Terrorblade doing a good job
Yeah.
with that Maelstrom.
Now it's Shrine time. Good old Shrine time here for DC. And now the map is going to feel pretty claustrophobic here for WanteD. And they're going to need to try to find a way to kind of maintain a bit of control. They don't have that gem anymore, obviously, right? No, doesn't look like it.
No.
I don't see it. So yeah, what is our expectations? A team that's pretty heavy on using smokes for, you know, attempted fights and I guess comeback plays at this point, but do you think that's the best decision they can go for? More smoke attempts?
Smoke attempts right now. I think they just need Aegis to run out, but DC will push and use that Aegis. There's a full Mjolnir on Terrorblade and 40 seconds on Meta, so they'll just wait for that and then push. The second shrine is going down. It's hard for WanteD to stop the push once Terrorblade uses illusions and Manta style, and if he spreads them, they don't have enough AoE to clear that. It's just gonna be a slow push. Clock maybe lurking for opportunity to go in. He can force himself out, just buy time. Terrorblade hits the tower. That's one of the scenarios.
The siege is on here as Digital Chaos make their approach here to the mid lane while they have Resolution
To
also
Inferno.
simultaneously trying to
Radiant's
push a
top
bit here
tower
at the
is
top.
under attack.
That lane had been cut pretty hard though, as we see Weehaw kind of working with it.
Hurricane Pike picked up on Shadowfiend against Clockwork a bit too late in my opinion. That Shadowblade was not needed that early. He just needed to survive.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
like 1 kill from it and that's it.
Doesn't feel like it was
He's-
able to reach its true payoff, but
Yeah.
you know, this
He's
Hurricane
still-
Pike is super necessary this game.
Shadowfiend still has 31
Refuse gold
souls
given.
from Necromastery. Not even full.
DC though
that's-
just playing so good today. Like, obviously coming out, maybe seeking a bit of vengeance here. Their previous matchup in series, very tough. Oh man, Moon just comes up a bit shy, trying to catch on to Jesse on that one. Now we'll lock him within the cogs, but there's going to be the doppelganger out. Jesse, a man on the run here.
All
Will
right,
they catch
I
him?
just-
Remnant. He tries to go for the TP, but he's not going to be able to get it. Meanwhile, Resolution picking up his own kill. Mid lane, it looks like he drops Jo.
Jesse still surviving.
Whoa, jumps out, jumps down. He's fine for now. Weehaw is not looking to let this one go. He gets hit up with a new track that allows the vision to glimpse back, and he's going to be stuck up here in the map. They are still trying to swarm and find him, though. He's a man on the run. There are kills still happening elsewhere as Resolution's taking down the rest of Wanted. I just can't help but keep my eyes away from the chase for Chessie. No, the Chessie chase. The Chessie chase is real. Oh, the miss of the hook shot. They hit him with the track, and no, they're not going to get him, and they're not going to be able to cancel out the TP. I feel
Jesse
terrible.
used like 10, 15 doppelgangers to run away and managed to survive. Meanwhile, Aquo
Space.
solo killed the Terrorblade, got 1k gold from it, but got the tier 3 tower.
Yeah, I believe Resolution took down 2 people there, and then QO was able to take Resolution down. It's a shame because there was so much going on at once. But what a ridiculous amount of, I guess, space for Chessie to draw the attention of 3 DC members away from that fight. But just makes
well-
Resolution look like a monster.
One thing I noticed, he removes Veil with Doppelganger. That's one thing, but still, if you use it in a fight, yeah, no. So that was the 5%, I guess. I was wrong. Yeah.
It's okay. Everyone's
Well-
wrong sometimes.
Well, they fixed it probably. I mean, it was like that before. I know. So I just wanted to make sure.
Understandable here as we see Misery just plopping sentries all over the place now. Trying to see if he can spot out where it is and is not safe to run about. Meanwhile, QO and Boris, both Vendetta and Shadowbladed in their own right to maybe try to get an approach on a DC, but you can definitely feel a little bit here that DC have pumped the brakes as far as kind of advancing on forward with closing out this game. Wanted are granted more time to kind of farm up a bit. I don't know. Do you feel like their chances of winning have kind of gone up now over time with that trade of kills taking down Resolution? Do you think that's kind of helped out Wanted in the long run a bit, or are they still in the same spot?
Well, they're pretty much in the same spot. Phantom Lancer trying to get some farm with Boots of Travel, has Yasha now, but Phantom Lancer needs so much more time to grow, to be as big as Terrorblade is now. But later on, I think Phantom Lancer will just beat the crap out of Terrorblade if it comes to that.
That just feels unfortunate. Like it feels way later, like way later.
Yeah, it's like
right now.
55 minutes plus.
Yeah, I mean, Wanted could hold out for that. It would take a lot though. Strong high ground, Boris is already taking measures, getting there. He's building up for what looks like an Ags. That will help their high ground game pretty significantly. Omni Knight's got his level 12, so he has level 2 Guardian Angel now. Force Staff 2. WanteD looking for ways to survive.
Ember Spirit close to Radiance, which is gonna be really good against illusions in terms of clearing them more easily, and they can't burn his mana with that mischance. So, but there's a 2 Force Staffs on both sides, so we expect a lot of kiting and playing around that, and I expect fights to last quite long. There's not enough burst damage on both teams. And a lot of heal coming from Mech and Omni Knight, plus 4 staffs, as I mentioned.
And 4 staffs, too.
Yeah. But there's a KB on Terrorblade. Terrorblade just keeps flash farming, level 20, 22k net worth.
Yeah, got
building towards
15
Butterfly.
agility talent now. He's got, as you mentioned, a full 10-second BKB. They just stalled out all the way till the next Roche. And they're just going to go in for it. I don't see an opportunity for WanteD to quickly rotate in now and try to do anything
They
about
smoked.
it, but they're heading that way. Can they make it in time? Maybe. Roche is just about halfway dead.
Yeah,
Boris
they
is
need
at
to
the ancient camp.
move
They're
right
getting
now. They're not
close.
gonna make it.
Not going to make
Oh,
it? I think they
Terrorblades.
may. DC
Yeah,
had pulled
Terrorblade
off.
stop hitting.
They stopped for a
But
bit. Now they
it's
go
not
back to
gonna be
hitting it.
enough.
Are they? Moon jumps to Chessie from behind. Resolution will be able to get the finish and pick up the Aegis. And now DC want to make a fight happen. Man, he hits hard. He just took down Boris in a matter of shots. Kilo, though, in the high ground, dishes out the Requiem. Now the Guardian Angel going to be coming out. Resolution is going to be able to get that Sunder off.
Get Rezo.
And then between him and they just begin to shred apart any WanteD member who stands before them. 4-man takedown there. Boris, who I believe had bought back for this
Boris
fight.
the buyback. Yeah.
Boris doesn't want to be the dieback, so he's got to hide right back inside, and DC looking to close this out. They went from losing in what many would consider an upset in their matchup against WanteD in the first round. Now they go to what looks like will be a 2-0 crushing of WanteD the next time they meet.
But look at Terrorblade. He's just a monster right now.
It's seriously revolting. Resolution the revolting, all right? It is...
No, we're only gonna do that for Boris.
Okay, fair enough. The rules have been set. Boris be gone, as he has been now taken out. That was his dieback, out for a minute. Resolution and company already take out their first set of racks. Hit up now with a Mjolnir. Steps back to go into work here. Moon steps in for Chessie, who doppelgangers, finds himself inside, but they'll get themselves out from trouble. Racks down on top. Now looking to go for the second one. This is seeming all but over for WanteD. I don't know what they're going to be able to do to try to fight back, but they'll hit their shrines and do everything they can to try to pull out any sort of defense here. Stolen track from PPD is actually able to get the sights here onto Resolution. The charge forward, but there's the Sunder turnaround. Static Storm going to be dropped, but does not catch Chessie on the inside, so he's able to pursue. Saksa, nice little move to go to the low ground. Chessie thinking about chasing here. Goes in for it. And now finds himself getting shredded apart from Weeha now. Oh, he's got a Radiance. He's going to work. Kilo within the trees. Requiem? Okay, well.
It's time to call it.
It's time to call it. I think the flag will be raised. The towel will be dropped. Whatever you may want to say. It is over, and it's going to be Digital Chaos taking the next seed and going into the playoffs. WanteD, the new kids on the block with PPD in front, have been eliminated from the qualifier of DAC.
Digital Chaos seems like they learned from their mistakes in the game against WanteD. So this is just like 2-0, pretty clean game.
Very clean.
The first game was much more intense, but DC seems more experienced when they take the lead. They just don't let the enemy team farm, and then they just outfarm them, get all their vision. They kill all their vision, and then just they completely dominate the map, get pickoffs, continue farming, go Roche when it's secure. Pretty play from the book.
And props again to DC. So with this, they move on into the playoffs. I believe this means that they will be slated to face Team NP in the first round of the playoffs. So that's going to be a super hype match in itself. And again, props to WanteD. This is their first run as a team with this roster. They came into this tournament. They pulled out that strong series against Digital Chaos and got the win there. And then they were matched up against Complexity, who Complexity were just kind of playing even on their own level, just super, super well. So they 2-0'd WanteD. WanteD get this rematch situation against DC, come up a bit short. But I am more than certain that we'll be seeing WanteD again in the future. Probably look to see them at the Kiev, major qualifiers. But Lacoste, this means we have to say bye-bye to Boris, too.
Bye-bye to Boris for now. This is the team I would like to see how they're going to develop in the future. They seem strong, maybe need a bit of practice and experience together. Maybe some LAN experience for Boris. The other ones are pretty much experienced, but I'm looking forward to see what they can do.
They have to
I
still
think they
build
can
that
be a
chemistry, Even if they're
Yeah.
all individually good, there's always a chemistry that has to be built. PPD has to know what kind of chess pieces he has to give his team for them to succeed. There's still a growing process for everybody individually in themselves. While DC, obviously, a team that continues to perfect that and continues to try to be that tier 1, matchup. And now they're going to be granted access into the playoffs. This series is done. We have to hop over now into Group B, and we're going to be going into Onyx versus SG Esports. Should be a fun time. That will claim the final seed of the playoffs, and will totally round out the group stages altogether. So we cut to a break now. But I will give you the heads up here, you Lacoste as well. We are going to be going into a bit of a break, as it's been these past couple of days. Whenever these best of threes end up going into just 2 games, there ends up being that little bit of a break because we have to stick to scheduled time. You understand, right, Lacoste?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if the rest understands. They
You-
wanna watch Dota
Of course.
one
of
game
course.
after another. So
I do too. I mean, if I just had, if we had the choice, we'd hop into the game and we just get to enjoy
yeah,
more Dota.
same. I
But
just need to take a leak and I'm back,
yeah,
ready to go.
You can take an hour-long leak because that's how much of a break we're going to have, folks. It's going to be like an hour and 10 minutes, and then come back here as we get into Onyx versus SG Esports. Please hit us up and show your support. You can check me out, Coddle Guy, at Dakota Cox, and hit up Lacoste, too. He's got a brand new Twitter. Give him some love. Give him some follow action at Lacoste Dota. Guys, we'll be back 1 hour and 10 minutes for more Dota actions and DAC American Qualifier coverage. We'll see you soon.